KHOU 11 News at 6 starts now.
Happening right now, all northbound lanes of Highway 59 remain shut down at Chimney Rock after a high-speed chase ended with a crash and shootout between the suspect and officers. Good evening and thanks for joining this digital edition of KHOU 11 News at 6. I'm Marcelino Benito. One Houston police officer is recovering in the hospital after getting hit in that shootout. It was a wild scene as the suspect who crashed tried to carjack other drivers on the highway before he was shot and killed. Police Chief Troy Finner gave us an update on what went down and how that officer is doing this evening. Troy Kless joins us from the medical center with that story tonight. Troy.
That officer is here recovering at Memorial Hermann Hospital, and the Houston Police Chief Troy Finner says that he is expected to make a full recovery. The chase started around 10 a.m. when officers say that they spotted a vehicle stolen in a carjacking just yesterday. Officers pursued the vehicle for 4 minutes until it crashed at Highway 59 northbound near the 610 loop. Police say the suspect tried to carjack 2 other vehicles after the crash before he started shooting at officers. He shot 1 officer in the leg before other officers returned fire.
He got out the vehicle and the officers got out. He engaged and shot one of our officers. He went down at that time. Other officers came. The suspect carjacked somebody the previous day. They're on the scene. Attempted to carjack 2 other individuals while engaging.
Police Chief Troy Finner says the officer is 29 years old and is a 5-year veteran with the police department, and their investigation is ongoing. We'll have much more details for you about this tonight at 10. At the medical center, Troy Kless, KHOU 11 News.
Troy, thank you. Tonight, the Austin Police Department is mourning the loss of one of their own after one officer was shot and killed and another was hurt during an overnight shooting. The officers were responding to a call about a stabbing. It's believed the suspect stabbed 2 people to death inside a home before firing on SWAT officers, hitting 2 of them. The suspect was then shot and killed. This is the first Austin police officer to die in the line of duty in a decade. The surviving officer is recovering in the hospital. Now, it's been a tough day back home in Houston because HPD are also investigating a deadly crash that killed 6 people in downtown Houston overnight. 3 of the victims were former UH football players. The University Athletics Department posted this tribute on its website this afternoon for former players DJ Hayden, Zachary McMillian, and Ralph Oragwu, who were killed. All 3 went to Fort Bend ISD schools. Another former player, Jeffrey Lewis, survived and is in the hospital tonight. Houston police tell us they were traveling in an Acura SUV along Fannin Street around 2 o'clock this morning when a Chrysler 300 sped through a red light on Pierce Street and crashed into the Acura. The driver and another person in the Chrysler were killed, as was a homeless man on the sidewalk. The University of Houston Athletics Department is sending condolences to the families of their former players, saying in part, while their combined talents provided Houston football some of its most unforgettable moments, their unique legacies will best be remembered for the way they loved their teammates, supported their communities, and defied the odds. We'll have much more on this story tonight on KHOU 11 News at 10. Right now, Pearland police are trying to figure out what led up to a shooting that killed a 6-year-old. The child's father is in custody, charged with being a felon in possession of a weapon. It happened yesterday morning around 11:30 at an apartment complex on Shadow Creek Parkway. But at this point, police can't tell us if the 6-year-old got a hold of the gun or if their father pulled that trigger.
That's what we're trying to figure out. Our investigators are very thorough. Obviously, tragic loss of a child. It's going to be a very thorough investigation. There's a lot that needs to be done still regarding the autopsy results whenever that happens. So as of right now, it's still too early to tell exactly what happened to that child.
At this point, no charges are filed directly related to the child's death. We'll update you as soon as we learn more. Houston firefighters are trying to figure out what sparked this massive fire this morning. It happened at a plastic recycling plant on Sem Street, just north of downtown Houston. A massive plume of black smoke could be seen for miles. HFD tells us about 3 people were working at the time when they heard a pop coming from the warehouse and noticed the fire. They tried to put it out with fire extinguishers, but it spread too quickly. Nobody was hurt. Today is Veterans Day, and the weather forced this year's ceremony in Houston to be held indoors, where Mayor Sylvester Turner honored our veterans.
Today on Veterans Day, we celebrate those who honor our country with its highest form of service. You who once wore the uniform of our Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard, we owe you our thanks. And we owe you our utmost respect. And quite frankly, we owe you our freedom. The theme for this year's celebration is...
The theme of this year's ceremony was recognition to the female veterans in honor of the 75th anniversary of President Harry S. Truman signing the Women's Armed Services Integration Act. Several keynote speakers highlighted just how important female veterans are to the armed forces. We salute you and all veterans who have served. All right, it's been a busy day, so let's take a break from the headlines and talk about the weather on this Veterans Day. Pretty cloudy and dreary out there, but at least we're getting a break from the rain. Let's turn to Pat Kavlin with what the rest of the weekend looks like. Hey, Pat.
Yes, I think tomorrow's going to be very similar to what we saw today. Live look here from the Gulf Freeway looking out towards downtown. Kind of a gloomy gray shot, lower visibility as well. The tops of the buildings all cut off from that really low cloud deck that's kind of hovered between 500 and 800 feet today. So that just gave us this blanket of clouds, and it kept the numbers really cool. 59, that was the high temperature today. Normal this time of year, 74 degrees. We were closer to our normal low for the afternoon high today than the normal high temperature. We're going to stay cool here as we go through the next few days. More clouds on the way for Sunday, but it should be a mainly dry day. Rain comes in Sunday night into Monday. I think Monday is a washout of a day. That's a day that you're going to need the rain jacket, the boots, the umbrella, everything. And then through the rest of the week, the clouds do linger, but the rain chances do start to diminish. Through the evening hours, though, if you have any plans, you're fine in terms of rain chances. It's just overcast and chilly. Temperatures holding steady there in the upper 50s. And then as we get you into Sunday, we start you off in the morning, again, upper 50s to around 60 degrees. We'll make some progress through the afternoon. We'll be a few degrees warmer than we were today, with temperatures actually getting into the mid 60s. But notice the lack of raindrops on that forecast. I don't think we see any rain chances until at least after 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So through the overnight, it's overcast, it's cool. Any shower chances stay offshore. As we get into tomorrow, an area of low pressure starts to develop on the tail end of the stationary boundary that's kept the clouds in play for us the last few days. That's down through South Texas. That will catch up with us late in the day. That's when the shower chances start to move in. So before that, it's just cloudy and cool. But once that gets here, boy, someone's just going to turn the faucet on. It's a steady soaking rain all day long on Monday. We could see maybe some pockets of flooding, but I think it's spread out enough through the course of the day that flooding is not going to be a huge issue for us. The heaviest totals, though, will be down towards the coastal spots. So through the evening, again, just a lot of clouds. Temperatures hold steady, upper 50s to low 60s. We start you off at that point tomorrow morning. Through the afternoon, maybe a couple showers try to sneak in, again, down towards the coast south of the city. Otherwise, though, most of us are dry. And then after dark, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow, rain starts to overspread the area. It's a steady soaking rain. It's light to moderate. I'm not really expecting any thunderstorms. It's just a good soaking rain. Look at this, though, for Monday. This is going to be a rough day, a rough start for our day at least, as we get into the start of the work week. Monday morning, just a soaking, drenching rain for everyone. Kind of a cold rain as well, with temperatures in the upper 50s. So definitely bundle the kids up in layers if they're going to be standing out at the bus stop. We keep the rain going through the afternoon, picking the kids up from school. I think any afternoon activities may be in jeopardy with the rain continuing. Again, no thunder or lightning, but just a really soaking, drenching rain. And then we finally start to wind things down towards the end of the week. But by the time it's all said and done, 1 to 2 inches across a good swath of the area. But notice down south of the city, south of 59, 2 to 4 inches of rain possible, with some locally higher amounts. So the rain chances peak on Monday. It's maybe a 20% chance again through the afternoon tomorrow. But again, tomorrow night into Monday, at least a 90% chance. We slowly drop off Tuesday, and then I do think we turn drier for Wednesday and Thursday. Numbers are chilly, though, across the state. It's not just us that's seeing the colder weather. From Amarillo all the way to Houston, temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. And we are going to see these numbers stay cool at least through Wednesday before we get close to where we should be for this time of year towards the end of the week and the weekend. So for the overnight, it's overcast, it's chilly, mid 50s will do it, and then upper 60s, maybe optimistic, but we'll keep that in play. with cloudy skies, maybe a few late showers, and then again, rain chances really start to ramp up through the overnight. Monday's a washout. It's a steady soaking rain. Temperatures hold steady in the low 60s with that rain in place. For Tuesday, it's morning showers mainly. I think we trend drier through the afternoon. Temperatures again struggle to get into the upper 60s. And as clouds stick around here the next few days, even through the end of the week with a south wind off the Gulf, the clouds, I think, if they hold steady, will keep temperatures in check. But in check this time of year is actually normal. We'll be in the mid 70s hopefully as we go through the end of the week with maybe another shower chance as we get into next weekend. Marcelino?
Just got to get through Monday. Thanks, Pat. That's it for now. Thanks again for joining us online. We'll be back for KHOU 11 News at 10. We'll see you tonight.